And we back with a brand new Mellow top on, you know, representing Mellow. So, episode 1, university. How do we attack this? So we got a couple of areas that we're gonna touch on when we do this. We're gonna talk about, episode 1, freshers. So we're gonna touch on our education, sport, finances, accommodation and friends, relationships, drugs and the alcohol, gambling and partying. I'm going to touch on this one by one because I think it's the easiest way to go about it. Musgrave House, Kirksville Brewery, Leeds Beckett University. That was the location of freshers for me. So, quick background on why I chose Leeds. Clearing. I applied to go to Teesside, Plymouth, Birmingham, some college down south, and Staffordshire University. Teesside my firm, Plymouth was my insurance choice, and I wanted to do sports therapy at all of them. But what happened was Teesside accepted me because they accepted me. Bang grades. And then Plymouth obviously rejects you because your insurance choice rejects you as soon as your firm accepts you through UCAS. I wish I took that process more seriously, but I was too busy thinking about trying to go States basketball days. But you know, you gotta know to call it quits, and I called it quits at 18. So I've come to Leeds now. I get dropped off at King's Cross, get my train up, everything's cushy, then I get the Amber actually, because Uber didn't exist, Amber cars to Kirksville Brewery. Met a Peng at the gate. Peng took me to my accommodation, and that was that. I met all the guys them there. Shout out to the team. We had some good times. I was quite blessed in it because, like, I don't know about other university accommodations, but when you pull up, not even when you pull up, when you sign up, you get asked what kind of people you want to live with, and I got the best bunch. I got the good balance of clean and party, and knowing how to cook and not knowing how to cook. I was the can cooks, but I've got better with the can cooks. So them man thought I was crazy for washing my chicken. Education. So I studied sports science. Sport and exercise science. There were 6 modules in my first year. I failed 2, and failing 2 means I failed first year. Oh, how are you so stupid? You failed first year, you dumbass. You dumbass. No. Basically what it was man partied too hard, number 1, and number 2, I failed the very first introduction to writing assessments because, they say that they've got this little thing, skills for learning, but more times what it is, they throw you in the first week, they say, write this paper, it's due in at this day. And you're like, all right, cool, I've never written one before, but I mean, it can't be that hard. So you're not thinking about no schools for learning. You're thinking about going quids in at Oceana Monday, and then obviously you got Oceana Wednesday. Obviously that's all past now, but we were too busy thinking about that, about skills for learning. Who's skills for learning? I ain't got time for skills for learning. But not going to skills for learning got me 23 out of 100. I passed everything else throughout the year until I came to physiology, and I failed both components, and I passed. I failed those 2, and this one at the beginning ruined me because it affected me later on, and I didn't resit. So advice, resit when you have to resit. If you don't resit, you end up like me, being like me and doing uni for 6 years. Imagine, man came to uni at 18, and I'm 25. I finished uni at 25 years old, blood. The structure of it isn't even that bad as well. As a fresher, you have so much time to do whatever the hell you want. Honestly, unless you're a joker like me, or you're just not all there, there's no reason to fail first year. I understand that people have circumstances that are externally related, not directly influenced by uni, which might hold you back, which is fair. But if you're in class, if you've got lectures and you've got seminars and you have no reason to miss them, and apart from sleeping as well, which is something else, then you have no reason to fail your first year at university. So pattern up. Sport. Coming into university, I actually decided to stop playing ball initially, but then when you love the sport, you gotta, play somewhere, give out work somewhere, hand out that smoke. I'd be handing out, even now, man's retired, I just hand out that smoke. Young Mellow, smoke, Young Mellow. So I joined the basketball team. I went to the trials, handed out smoke. Frustratingly, Beckett at the time had a D1 or BBL team, and they were recruiting for that. So it was a thing of man couldn't even try and play for that team at the time. I could have if I was serious and wanted to do 5 trainings a week and games in a weekend, but I was so past that because I went to Barking Abbey, and at Barking Abbey we were basically doing that anyway. And if I'm 18, I've moved out from a college and I've gone out there, and it's like, yo, if I ain't even getting paid in this country to do that, I ain't even wasting my time. And maybe at the same time down the road, maybe man could have got paid, but I mean, I've come from books, basketball, no girls, no partying, to books, basketball, girls, and basketball. I picked the first 2 and not the last 2. I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to have some fun and not commit my life to running suicides and doing push-ups and say, coach, go baseline, and yes, coach. No, I had to give up. So, but the culture is cool. You know, you got varsity and that. Varsity is amazing. I feel like I need a burp. I've just finished eating. Anyway, varsity is amazing because like you wake up on your Wednesday morning, and everyone's just thinking, bang your sport and it's time for drinking. And that's how it played out. I banged my sport. We won, obviously. I didn't have the greatest game. Still learning how to play with the team and that. But I did alright. But after that, it was bevs up. Where your bevs at? Drink the bevies. I say that like I was a drinker. I never used to drink that time. We'll get onto that real soon. But I didn't really drink at uni until my birthday, which is the first time I caught me a bottle. And after that, the rest was history. The sport is really good because you start to meet people, especially because like a lot of the people in my team were based there. So we have Headingley campus, which is basically out of town, and then you got City campus, which is right in the heart of town. And these lot here, we didn't really see these lot here unless you had reason to meet here or unless you go out. And I mean, I guess if you go out enough like I did, you just meet on both. But the community you meet, it's a nice different kind of, I don't know what the word is, but you just meet different types of people that you wouldn't normally meet unless you express yourself or find yourself in some sort of extracurricular club, like the basketball, or I guess if you want to play football, or chess club, or debate club, or pom-poms. You know what I'm saying? Money is not an issue as long as you apply for the student loan. I actually had a job for 1 month in uni, and I didn't really need the job. I just kind of, why not? So it was street fundraising charity. Pause. Now, street fundraising, yeah. I respect and disrespect the people that do it. Why? I know how hard it is to get a person to stop and explain to them what you're trying to achieve with them. I'll put it that way. But at the same time, do you put in? Because when I was working for street fundraising, I won't fundraising or donating to anyone. So I just think of this as such a hypocritical career. I'm telling you to donate money for street homelessness, and I know 10 times out of 10 that you're not. I just feel like it's a bit of a sticky one still. You're obviously just trying to get peas in that, but it's a bit of a sticky one, isn't it? I mean, imagine you're a personal trainer, you don't even train yourself, but you're trying to tell people to come to the gym. It's backwards, isn't it? So street fundraising, I'm just like, Anyway, that's the detail, but I personally don't believe you have to work at university if you apply for student loan, but it depends on who you are, what your circumstances. If your parents are cake, well, I guess your parents should finance you. There's no reason not to. But if you're not cake, you probably should learn how to manage your money, get that nice piece of income, and strategize. Put your finances here. The one thing I would advise is not to get an overdraft, please. Otherwise you end up like me, 2 bags overdrafts, and now you have to save. Imagine saving a bank's money. Imagine having 2 bags that belongs to the bank. 2 bags that belongs to the bank. So you've been saving 2 bags, and it's not even yours. That is a myth. Please get a job and don't get an overdraft. That is the one big advice I would give to anyone who wants to do university, anyone who's considering student loan. Just get a job. It's easier to say from here, but I mean, that's my advice. Is earn your P's and save 2 bags, not owe 2 bags, you know? Business mindset. Accommodation and friends. I slightly touched on the accommodation and friends already, you know? Accommodation and friends. So, like I said, Musgrave 6, Kirkstall from Leeds. That was my spot, and I told you the six of the team. But on top of those lot, there's 4 more close people I met: Fraser, Tom, Dan. Oh, that's 3, and I'm the 4th. Them 3 were my staples throughout uni. Me and Joe, we were especially imagine rolling up into a house party, a flat party, pre-drinks. And I'm just rolling up like, yo, this is the very first time like I was like I'm into another person's flat, like the first day I got there. Yo, what's good? Who's from London here? What? You're from London, yeah? What? And he's a West Ham fan. He's a West Ham fan from Bulldog, which is basically like Hertfordshire. And he asked me, and just like that, friends, we're friends. And through him, I met 2 of my closest friends now. Our WhatsApp group is the 3 Must Be Queers. Did you get it? The 3 Musketeers, the 3 Must Be Queers. I see what we did there. I didn't create that name, and neither of them are gay either. So we should probably sort that name out. But I mean, it's a 6-year-old name, so I mean, the 3 Must Be Queers. But yeah, man, them 2 are like my coldies. I don't see them very often. I don't see any of them very often anymore because Tom's living in London, basically Kent way now. Dan's in the army in Sheepland of Wales, speaking is it Glaswegian, or is that what Glasgow people speak? Speaking Welsh, that Aaron Ramsey language. And then Fraser's just in a Bulldog with the missus, innit? So you still got missus? You tell me after this. But yeah, that's what that man is. I don't really see him. So you meet if you're outgoing enough, if you're eccentric enough, if you're like me, you shouldn't be a problem making friends. You know what I'm saying? So it's cushy, man. What I would advise of going into part 2 is when you spot this is going into part 2 of the next episode, because hindsight is a B. That man's flat was like chickens lived there, rats lived there, the homeless man that doesn't live inside there lives inside there. It was a bin, yo. You man, like these man. I mean, there was obviously others that were involved, but these man there, yo man, you know, I can't even do it. I can't do it. But you man, it's like you've never cleaned house before. You've never cleaned house before. We all lived together for 2 years more than that after anyway, so it was fine. It just had its ups and downs, but that's what comes with moving in with people that you've never lived with before. That was my very first experience of learning how to live with people. And I ain't gonna lie, I hate people. Ugh, that's another story for another day. Relationships are rough. Relationships are tough. Yeah. Basically, yeah. In my lifetime, up to this point, I saw 2 girls, the head teacher's daughter and the Ghanaian one. Those were the only 2 girls I'd ever seen. So like, oh, don't forget don't forget Kay. So Kay was like the girl I was seeing before I came to uni, but I was probably wrong to even start that up because yeah, she was a nice girl and I was on it, but it was what it was. I was a guy that was about books and basketball. So coming into an environment where there's no one's parents around, everybody's got their own spot, you can say. Like, there ain't no way that man was gonna do this long distance relationship thing. I'm just gonna be honest. That's just what was going through the boy's brain, innit? So I shut that down and started exploring the world of females. So within a month or 2 of being there, so I've gone out on a Saturday night with who have I gone out with? I think the same team. Me, Fraser, probably Dan and Tom, maybe some of my flat. But we went out to this spot called Control. Where before that, if anyone from before Bucket time, Lee's Met time, they would know it as Evo. It's in Cardigan Fields. I think it's a laser thing or trampoline park now. But That's where we went. It was popping back in the day. And I've gone in there and I've met this girl from Manchester, T, got a number, and we just kept it skating, innit? And me being me at the time, like, I'm just going to be straight up honest. She was just supposed to be a body count, but certain girls can catch you off guard, and she caught me off guard. So we started a whole, what do we call it? Because it wasn't a boyfriend-girlfriend thing, but it was I'm seeing you, and we're seeing each other, and it's an exclusive thing, especially when we're here. But if we're not here, it's gonna be a thing of you can do what you want, but like we didn't do anything. I never asked her, and I wasn't gonna do it at that time anyway. So I guess you could say in my first year, I was kind of building a relationship. I think I don't know what she'd call it, but that's what it was. That's when I look back on it now. That's what it looks like. But that story evolves in part 2, which help develop the person that's going to be in the next few chapters. So relationships is a slow burner because there's nothing much to talk about because I wasn't on it. Well, I wasn't in it, you know. Number next, drugs and alcohol. Let's just put a stop to the drugs on straight away because I didn't do no drugs until I was 19. Drugs? Drugs? You take drugs? You take drugs? No, I didn't. Not until I was 18. Drugs? Anyway, alcohol. Again, I wasn't really a drinker. I got super duper lit at my prom after party at 16, and I said I'd never drink again. And then I drank again once at 17, and then I didn't drink again until I came to uni. At which, like, I had this whole front. It wasn't even a front because all them man think it was a front. It wasn't even a front. I didn't drink. I was all about my basketball, so drinking wasn't even a thing, and especially drugs, didn't even cross my mind. But I'm quite an easily influenced person, and I guess you could say I was influenced into drinking, but I find it quite difficult when, especially someone who wanted to go out partying and that, it's quite hard not to indulge in it when everybody else is like, especially at that age, everyone that drinks is basically stupid, innit? Like their behaviour just behave like they've never behaved before. They drink their vodka and coke, and they're behaving like they've never behaved before. It's just too much. So you kind of have to be on their level to enjoy it. At least that's how I felt. Some people don't need it. I did. But I ain't gonna lie, I lick it down now. Give me some of that rain thing, Captain Morgan spice and some coke. Yeah, man. I'm a rummer. I'm a rum guy. You know what I'm saying? Give me that rum and it's done. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, with the drinking thing, it kind of correlates, at least for me, it correlates with the more you go out, the more you drink. I wasn't really one who drank for a reason. And I'm still like that now. I only drink if I'm on a date or we're going out. Other than that, I don't even really drink alcohol like that. It's not really a thing. So you just gotta get that balance right. And relating this back to what I felt uni, like I said, I was just going out all the time. So drinking, going out, and performance at uni, I guess they all correlate. Don't fail first year through dumbness. You know what I'm saying? It all adds up. And yeah, man. Last one, gambling. Oh, this is a very short one because this is more of a down the road scenario. I won my first bet chilling with the Mandem. I got a free bet on Sky, and I got a free bet on Sky, and basically I won the bet in the 90th minute. Man was celebrating, sliding like I scored the goal, and that was the beginning of a downward spiral. That's part 1. Part 2 will be out whenever I figure out how to edit part 1 and decide that I'm going to finally make part 2. But watch out, it's coming. Hope you enjoyed it. It's just a little bit. Obviously, this is my experience, so you know what I'm saying. Don't take everything too literal. No, everything was literal. Everything's real. Don't take it too. I don't know what the word is. I'm sure you don't apply it to yourself. Just this is what can happen. This is my perspective. You know what I'm saying? So, Mellow.